it's time, maybe it's time, don't give in. Maybe it's time, maybe this time we will win. Fall in love, find yourself. Fall in love, free yourself. Free yourself. Don't give in. We will win. Maybe it's time, maybe it's time, don't give in. Maybe it's time, maybe this time we will win. Fall in line, fall in love, find yourself. Fall in line, fall in love, free yourself, free yourself, free yourself, free yourself. Hi everyone, how are you? As I'm sitting here, man, tell you, man, it's been a rough one. But I'm so happy to be here, actually. I almost didn't do it again this week. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I can't. I have nothing to talk about. There's no topic, and I haven't had time to research anything or do anything or figure out anything. And ah, if you only knew. But hi, how are you? I'm gonna say hi to everyone starting from the bottom of the screen this time because it's going so fast that I have to scroll up. Hi, Ratos. Happy Friday. Hi, Wendy, Angela, Lalo. Hi, Lalo. I'm so glad you're here. Sue Castillo, Lisa. My Mikey's here. Mikey's in the house. Awesome. J Money, Edward, Danny, Sage. Oh boy, it's strolling fast. Kim Clark, Todd, Marcelo. Hey, Marcelo, what's up? Oh boy. JPK Nights. And it's going crazy. Okay. Yeah, it starts to scroll really fast and then I can't keep up with it. That's why sometimes, by the way, I say, can you type in the question that was typed 5 minutes ago or 10 seconds ago? Because it just scrolls. So, I mean, that's a good thing. I don't get mad that it's scrolling. I love that you comment and I love the chat most of all. And that's actually, I wanted to tell you that uh, that's what I was looking forward to more than anything. I thought, I had a funny thought that I was going to do, although I chickened out in the end. See, I do chicken out of certain things, but what I was going to do was do it only on Twitch. I was just going to play records and basically not talk the entire time. That was going to be the plan for tonight. No talking. But, you know, I have a big mouth. And, oh, hi, Claudio. Um, no, I'm not just saying hi to myself. It's my friend. So, yeah, I just thought about it and I was like, you know, I could use a nice chat on the chats and get into some sort of mode because the mode I've been in has been very, you know, very strange. Very, very strange. Almost apropos to the song I played just now, which, by the way, is a song that you can only get if you have the CD version of the album. What album, you may ask? Well, this one. Anything Box, Other Verses, of course. I got to do the shill moment here. It's the latest. I should be promoting it like crazy, but I haven't had time because of other things that are going on. But I'll get back into that soon because I have to. That's my job, right? It's my job. I've got one job. Promote things by playing shows and all that good stuff. But yes, I have an album called Other Verses, which is also on a book. And it's a nice book. It's 40 something pages hardcover. It's actually doing quite well, despite the fact that I'm not doing anything to support it, which is terrible. Honestly, that's a terrible admission. But yeah, I haven't had time. I've been so busy. So busy that I just haven't had time, to be honest. But I have shows coming up as well. So let's pull those up before I forget, because those are important too, and I'll probably forget to talk about them. So right around the corner, less than a week away. Well, yeah, a week away from today, actually. So there won't be a stream next week. I will be in Los Angeles at the Paramount with Blacklight and DJ FN1. I should be playing Cruel World tomorrow, but you know, I think it didn't work out that way, but it's okay. Maybe next year. But yeah, enjoy yourselves if you're going to Cruel World. That's tomorrow. I'm giving it a little plug, even though yours truly won't be there, but that's fine. I have other things I must do. Namely, I have to get my butt into rehearsals and get ready for the Los Angeles show, which I'm actually looking forward to because I've got some interesting ideas to try out. And, you know, local shows are always the way to do it because whenever I do a local show, I can bring whatever I want with me. I don't have to, you know, I don't have to, it's not like flying on a plane where I have to, like, oh, I can't bring my extra lights and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'm gonna do some weird stuff this Friday coming up. I'm kind of getting geared up for it. So yeah. In case you're wondering, yes, I will be playing at the Paramount on May 23rd, Friday. I had to read it off the screen. Sorry. This is what my brain is like right now. And what are you saying? Aw, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would definitely I will probably play some weird things tonight. But I logged in and I got to tell you this because I don't want to forget and I want to make sure you guys remember this. Please remember this. All 100 of you that are watching, which is nice. That's what I'm told right now. That there's 100 people watching all together, I guess. I don't know. I can never tell until the end. But that's nice. So what was I going to tell you? See, I feel like oh man. Well, what I was going to tell you was that um the album comes in two formats, CD and book. And people have been telling me, hey, you should do a discount if you get both. And I think I will. I think I will starting next week. I can't actually do it today because I'm doing this thing. But I'll try to remember and I'll put a discount code for both if you get them or something. But anyway, what I was going to tell you earlier was this. You got to get your requests in before 5. Because at 5:01, what happens is I turn on the studio and I start setting up cameras and stuff. They don't kind of stay static because I do other things with my camera sometimes, like if I have interviews and whatnot. So I got lucky this time. So I got some last minute requests that I saw, and I'll try to get to them, but not all of them made it because they were past 5 o'clock. So I'm sorry. But, it is how it goes. So, further on the subject, usually I will post some sort of flyer that talks about what the topic is going to be. For tonight, it's sort of free form, sort of, but from the requests that I got, and then some of the stuff I was playing, or I'm going to play, I should say, stuff that I was playing. Well, when I was rehearsing the stuff that I was going to play, because I have to set things up. I realized we were dealing with mostly 90s. So since last week we were in 1988 to 89, this week we're in 1990 into the 2000s. So, you're going to hear things coming up from the 90s, including things that you probably don't know exist, which you should. If you're on Bandcamp and you follow me, you would know. But, not everybody follows me on Bandcamp. But if you do follow me on Bandcamp, there's a lot of stuff on Bandcamp that you can't get everywhere else. Let me just say it. There are things on Bandcamp that you can't get anywhere else, including streaming. Some, yes, but not everything. But anyway, what am I saying? Oh, you know what's funny? I have to play a song anyway because I was going to say I digress and I realize I have no drink. That's got to change. So, this one was for Lalo in Peru. He requested it last week, and I don't think I played it, but if I did play it, when I reloaded the playlist this week, I didn't see it. So this could be a duplicate, but I'm not sure. But at any rate, I'm playing it. So this is actually one of my favorite, because people always ask me, right, what's your favorite of, your own stuff? And that's always a weird question because I never really know what my favorite is because it depends on flavor of the week. It could be the new thing that I just wrote, but it could be some of the old songs, of course. But this one, I can honestly say, is a band favorite. I don't think any of us, although it came after Mikey, but I'm pretty sure Mikey doesn't hate this song. He makes it pretty vocal in the songs he hates, but I don't think he hates this one. But this is one of the favorites that, almost every band member that I've had always liked. And it's one of my favorites. So, and I love playing it live, but sometimes we just can't do it. But anyway, this is Do You Hear Me Anymore? And I'll turn on the drone cam so you can monitor my progress as I go get my drink. How's that? As if it matters. But anyway, do you hear me anymore? 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 Yeah. So yeah, it was supposed to be answering JPK's question there. Love the song. Nice job, Claude. Thank you. I have this song on a free download. That's right. You can get it for free still. It's on anythingbox.com. But yeah, it was supposed to be a B-side, but it never wound up happening. It wound up on a promo and then it just disappeared. Like all things from that era, just disappearing. But ooh, J Money says, this is an interesting comment. That's why I'm going to read it. J Money says, where was the effect of stereo TV in the diary page one recorded? I think those recordings have your best vocals. Well, that's interesting because the two are so far apart. Um, Not just in time, but also in places. So, um, Anything Box's Hope album, page one, um, and most of the remixes and stuff for Hope were all done in my apartment in California, in my apartment studio. And that was actually a really nice studio. I had an S10s then. I love those. Um, and that was the first studio we had, basically. That's where those were recorded. And then Electrodelica, Stereo TV, and Universe were recorded in my Fullerton studio, which was the bigger studio. That's the one where we had a booth. So it could just be that I guess, uh-oh, what's going on? You guys aren't seeing me? It says, oh, Facebook is being annoying. Oh, it just does this weird, Facebook does this weird thing I've noticed where it tries to like anticipate a copyright strike, which is dumb because it tries to anticipate it. So if it thinks there's a copyright strike, um, the chat goes silent, everything goes silent for a minute. So I can't help it. There's nothing I can do. I can tell you this, the best sound you're going to hear is going to be on YouTube and Twitch and even X, not Facebook. But I don't know what to do about Facebook because it just does it. I can't. It has nothing to do with me. Let me put it to you that way, unless I sound weird. Woohoo! I've just received 100 messages. That means that the 100 people watching, at least one of you sent me a message. That's nice. Thank you. But anyway, yeah, that was 1990. And that particular version was recorded straight to DAT, meaning we didn't even track it. It was all the instruments pulled up, had a nice mix going, and we decided to just go for it and sing it. So those vocals are not tracked, meaning that we didn't like lay them down on a track and then where there's a master tape. It literally went straight to tape. So what you're hearing is first takes. And I was thinking about that the other day, and it's something, I don't know, I guess it could become a topic, because you're going to hear a lot of weird things that are on the rough side today. I have a weird relationship with tracking. Like, of course, I want things to be perfect. Of course I do. I'm an artist, right? So all artists want to be perfectionists and make sure that the right thing goes out, and I'm no different in that way. I want it to be the best. However, I've noticed that there's things that happen along the way where you record something and it's supposed to be the quote demo, and you record it, and then you realize that when you go into the studio to do it again, to basically perfect this thing, and I got you, Todd. I can see it. So where was I? Oh yeah. Then buy vinyl. No, because vinyl is not perfect. I like how you throw that in every time. No, I don't like vinyl. I I buy it occasionally, but I don't. I'm not a fan. So sorry, it's not the format I like. So here's what I was saying. So what I was saying was, what I like is trying to get the recording done in the moment is better for me, because then at least I know whatever happened, it got recorded. And to me, that's precious. And so obviously, in the past, there was a reason why we would re-record things, which was that, of course, you're recording something onto a crappy tape and then later you want to put it on, a better format. Nowadays, with the studio the way it is, I can get a pretty decent mix going, probably sing to it and be happy. So I've been on that kick, more of that kick lately, where I kind of want to just record a lot of stuff, and especially in performance, more than I want to like sit and track and track and track. Although I still do that too, but anyway. Oh, I digress. Yes, I said it. So I guess the topic is perfectionism or something of that nature. So, oh, sorry. I'm seeing something in the. You guys still having trouble with the chat in Facebook? I don't know. Might be time to clear out the cache. Because you know what happens? Facebook takes up a lot of memory for your browsers and all that crap. So if you're doing it on your phone, it's even worse. So just saying. But anyway, if you're just joining us, thank you. Thank you. This is a stream that I've been doing since 2020, and I'm not a YouTuber per se, because I don't know anything about YouTube really, or how to do it right, because obviously I don't do it right. But that's okay, because I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I don't care. I mean, it's like I care because, of course, I want more people to watch it. But at the same time, I've tried watching those videos that tell you, like, you've got to study the algorithms. You've got to do your clickbait titles. You have to do your blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I don't want to do it. So someday, maybe I'll have a full-blown real assistant that does all that stuff, and I don't have to do it. And I would be happy as a bug in a rug, full-blown Pop-Tart, loving every minute of it, because then I wouldn't have to do anything but show up. That would be nice. Sort of. Because I'm such a control freak that I probably wouldn't I'd probably be horrible. So I don't know. So, yeah. Todd asks, will you be up in Seattle again soon? I hope so. I hope so. I know we're working on a lot of different things. I didn't mention, but I am going to Germany I leave on the 6th. So it's like right around the corner. I'm going to Germany. I'm going to be doing the festival up there, which is like the Gothic Festival. And gonna be there with Alphaville and Camouflage, which I'm freaking looking so forward to. Like, you wouldn't believe. Like, it's now starting to hit me. Like, oh my god, dude. Like, oh my god. So yeah, that makes me happy. Exactly. Lalo says, nah, don't work for the algorithms. Let the algorithms work for you. Exactly. Yeah, all things being equal, right? Because, it is what it is. But why, you can't see it, Wendy? Are you telling me that, like, anythingbox.com is down or something? Because I could see it. Yeah, I just pulled it up. It's fine. It's fine on my end. Looks like could be your cache has gone bananas. Ooh, that would be awesome. So, right? Industrial noise, jump in. Hello. Ah, that's so funny. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that Seattle is gonna happen again. I really I really think so. J Money says, "What happened with the release from the Argentina label? It's released. It's out there. If you're talking about the US versions, that's up to me, and I have not gotten around to those because everything here is topsy-turvy right now. Team is working hard, and like there's a lot of stuff that I've been behind the scenes stuff that's going pretty crazy right now. So I haven't had time to even think about them. But I think we will have um, those releases ready for, basically summer. So I'm hoping like to come back from Germany pumped up to release stuff. Man, that's not even counting all the stuff I've been working on. Part two of the album isn't even done yet. And I was like working on that forever, and then it just stopped. And I realized today when I was looking at my notes, just in case you want to know how messed up my brain is, I couldn't remember heads or tails where everything is, like my work files or anything. So I was like, oh, shit. Like, you better go through your notes. Thank God I keep notes. I do keep notes of everything. Thank God. Because if I didn't, I would go crazy. So I have to like just look at my notes and look at my last entries of what I was doing and probably get back in. But it was just crazy when I was looking at the actual folder. I was like, none of this looks familiar to me right now. It looks like I left everything. It's like you went to a house to paint it and then you come back 10 years later to finish the job, but you don't remember what color that was supposed to be and, whatever. Or my analogy is really bad and I digress because that's what I do. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. Aw, thank you. Sage on YouTube says Alphaville, Camouflage, and Abox. Heaven. That's nice. Thank you. I know. And I keep telling myself, like somebody remind me tomorrow. Like just like put it in a comment or something. Just like email Alphaville. I'm like, I have Marion's email. I should just email Marion that I'm coming because I keep putting it off, but it's not because I'm putting it off. It's because my mind is like on a million and a half effing things. This month has been the busiest month I've ever had, ever, and I haven't even had a gig. Oh, man. So, anyway. Aw, Todd says, I just bought Hope 30 hardcover book with a 24-bit down. Yeah, I absolutely will sign it. I always do. I sign those things. In case you don't know, I sign them. And when it comes to the books, the new album is numbered and signed because it's limited edition. Things will change up by the time it gets reprinted. So, yeah, you only have one chance to get that. Anyway, let's play a song now because, we have to play a song. So this one was requested by Claudio, and it's a shorter song. So this is an example of like, I wish we would have recorded this proper, but honestly, if I went to go do it again, nothing would be right. I was thinking about this. I want you to pay attention to the drums, especially. I'll explain. So in the song you're about to hear, this was recorded literally back in New Jersey. And in what we used to call the music room, which was a really big room. It was a huge room. And what was great about that room is that it added this weird thunderous bass to the drums. No matter what the drum was, no matter what it was, even a hi-hat sounded like it had like meat. Which by the way goes to show you how the space actually matters. Now, granted, the drum machine and everything was actually going to a mixer. So you're probably asking, well, how did you get huge drum sounds? Well, because I was singing in the same room, my microphone would pick up the drums and it would be like, it would be almost akin to a parallel recording technique. So the instruments are going straight to tape, but the microphone is also picking up the instruments playing through the speakers, and that's going straight to tape. And because they're in real time, there's no phasing. It just sounds perfect. And you hear sometimes on the drums a bit of feedback on the reverb. And I thought, can I recreate that? And I tried for an entire afternoon. I tried to get what I would call a feedback reverb, and I couldn't do it. So, exactly. So, huge speakers, crappy mic picking up drums going through cheap reverb and a room makes this work. So, on this one, you don't hear it as much, but the next song I'm going to play from 19 definitely has that. So, this is 1945.
A soldier is waiting for his war to end. He'll soon see his lover, she waits by the train. He looks out his window, what does he see? A perfect line, pasture, yellow and green. The girl is impatient, her tears are long dry. She wipes them with tissues that float in the air. Her hair blows in the wind, it fills her inside. To think of her soldier who fights for her rights. Soon they will find that the world is brand new. No more depression and nothing to lose. Lovers and children will sing to the skies. Blessed is freedom, wondrous is love.
So, uh-oh. Oh, my chat died, which is funny. I guess Facebook is like effing everything up. It's just like, oh man, I lost the chat. And there was some good comments too. Oh crap. At least I got Claudio BL in there. Thank you. Yeah, nice. Thank you. It was a good suggestion, actually. Threw me for a loop. But then I realized, hey, yeah, I haven't done that one for a while. So what's interesting, to give you some background, because the next song that I'm going to play after after I do my little talking here, is actually more drum heavy, because we actually used to rehearse in that room and record them. But obviously, trying to do it again would be almost impossible unless I happen to have access to a very big room and kind of set it up the same way. And it's funny because this is going to sound nerdy, and I'm sorry. It's going to be like a nerd. Now it's going to be like nerdy and techie. So sorry. Especially to the ladies. Sorry. Nerd talk coming. So there's this thing where for a while, I loved everything really super clean. And so I would try to record everything direct, as close, as I can get to the signal, meaning plug the synth in right to the mixing board, try not to put it through anything, get it as clean as I could possibly get it. And, that would be one way to do things. And now that we work with computers, especially electronic artists, right? That's kind of the status quo. Like, that's what we do. People, whether using hardware or software, 99% of the time, you're going straight to the track. So if you're in software, there is no intermediary. You're going straight from the software right to the recording, which, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. It makes it super clean. And even if you're using reverbs that are like, quote, plugins and all that kind of stuff, it sounds fantastic. But, it sometimes lacks something. So back then, of course, we didn't have those things. So miking things up to get extra reverb was a big deal because you're like, I don't have 3 reverbs. So if the mic is angled a certain way, I'll be able to sing and grab some of the drums and, do that sort of thing. So nowadays, what I like to do is I do like playing some of the software instruments that I have, playing them outside or outside of the computer and remiking them. I do love doing that. I think it sounds very different and it's not something that's common that people do. Rock bands do it all the time, but electronic people don't tend to do it. But I like doing that. I also like making my own samples, meaning that I like to play something and I'd rather play it on a speaker and mic it because then it just has this otherworldly sound to it. Um, for reference, the first song I played tonight, the little um, classical bit at the end was a sample. But let me tell you how that happened because it's interesting and it's a good story. So I want to tell you. It happened completely by accident because I had gone with Robert to a DJ gig he had in Arizona. And I'm just giving you an example of how techniques like this can actually be creative, and why perfectionism, I guess that's the topic, doesn't always work to get things clean. So the first thing I noticed when we had this Airbnb was that we had a record player. And there was a stack of records there. And I was like, oh, when you leave, because I was going to be by myself in that place for like 2 days, because I was working on the book. The book I said earlier. So yeah, that book. So while I was there, I was like, well, while I'm working, I might as well listen to some records. Well, all the records were warped, completely warped. And most of the stuff was jazz and classical music, but I liked how it sounded. It was all wobbly and like just like, and it would skip and do all this weird stuff. And I was like, I should have brought my recorder. And of course, I didn't have my recorder. So what I did was I had a little contact mic, and I basically recorded it. I know, but you're missing the point, Mike. I'm saying I recorded it because it sounded crappy. If it sounded perfect, I would have had no ideas. So it's like, really crappy. So I recorded it and that became the sample. And so, but I also got the room because there was no way to record it without, like, I couldn't go direct to anything. So basically, I had to mic it. And so I'm a big fan of microphones on things to get the sound to be weird. Okay? So that's something I like to do. But anyway, I digress. Oh, man. Someday, Mike will not debate me on vinyl every single episode of this thing. Someday. But yeah. But truth be told, I do love the way tape sounds. Tape has a unique property. I will tell you this, just from experience, it changes the sound completely. Like nothing that you put in comes out the way you had it. And what I like about that though is it has this weird bump on the low end that I really like, which vinyl can't get. So That's another reason why I don't like vinyl. It can't do heavy bass. At least the type of bass that I like, which is like I want things to shake in someone's house if they turn it up. I want windows to break. So, but yes, you could do that with tape, which is something I really like. But for some reason, yeah. Yes, I know, Wendy. I know. It's a losing battle. I know. But yes, AK Vox says happy accidents can be brilliant for the creative process. Absolutely. So what I always say is try to create them. Try to create happy accidents. Always take a recorder with you. Always do, you know. Well, it was crap. Um, um, no, I'm not going to get into audiophile stuff. It's just not going to happen. Ah. I'm gonna start posting all my anti-vinyl videos on on the band page. I swear, I'm gonna go a rampage. It's bad for the environment. Terrible for the environment. Terrible for your health too. By the way, I don't know if you knew that. You go look it up. Is vinyl good for your health? It's not. Um. Yeah, the records were warped, Mike. So they were already sounding pretty crappy. And it was one of those like, record players that you buy at like a Target, supposed to look swanky and cool, but in reality, it's like really crappy. But, my personal turntable is actually pretty good. I've got a really good needle on it. It sounds great, but you still can't go low bass on it. It's a fact. Low bass on vinyl makes it skip, which is why they used to EQ it out. Yeah, Death by Vinyl, exactly. The zombie movie. No, don't throw that. That's New Order. You tell me what movie that was. No, I don't sell my stuff on tape. Because tape's harder to come by, and it's funny that you should ask me that, Todd. Todd Davis on Facebook asked me this. Why will you sell albums that you've made on tape? I wouldn't do it now. Like, there's no reason for me to really do it now. But the main reason was that I would have to change. Tape is again a weird format because you have to sort of figure out the length right. Because if not, you're going to cut off a song. Or you're going to have to like stop the album in a place where it's decent to stop, but then it doesn't fit on side B correctly. Either that or you have to like overdo it so that, yeah. Hey, that's pretty good, Kim. She says, the only vinyl albums I have are my dad's old one, like Tommy Dorsey and Nat King Cole. And those sound great. Stuff from that era sounds fantastic. But I can't say the same for like modern stuff. It's just my opinion. You don't have to agree, but it's just, it is what it is. All right, let's play the other song now. Because if I don't, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Oh, wow. We've almost done a whole hour and I haven't played a lot of songs. All right, so I got to play more songs, less talk. So this is the first rehearsal that we ever had of The Martyr, and this was recorded on cassette, but it was in the music room. So you will hear how crazy and terribly lo-fi this sounds, but it does, I don't know, there's something about the way it kicks. So, all right, here we go. Let's play it.
he saw those faces in an empty world. He saw those faces in an empty world. The night came down and the moon was in the sky when he put his plan to be. He left the safety of the trenches and was heading towards the enemy. They tried to stop him. They said he was a madman for the things he believed. But he just ignored him, waved his hands for peace. The shots rang out. He fell to the ground. He saw those faces in an empty world. He saw those faces in an empty world. In an empty world. In an empty world. In an He saw those faces in an empty world. He saw those faces in an empty world. In an empty world. In an empty world. In an
Oh, The Martyr. Yeah, I was listening. Just as I was listening, I was thinking, oh, I haven't written story songs in a long time where, characters with people like getting into adventures. In this guy's case, dying on the battlefield. Ah, so yeah. So just so you know, it's not released because obviously this was like this was definitely from a demo, but we never actually got around to recording it. There's two versions that exist of this song, basically. Actually, three. This one, another weird rehearsal, which is not that different from this one, but I think the lyrics and the delivery are better on this one. And um I think no, yeah, just those two. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, these two, and that's it. But yeah. Oh yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So I'd like to do that in current day and age. In fact, I have one EP that I've been working on for the life of me. So just to give you trivia, there was an EP that I was working on that I wanted to record all the songs after I demoed them, but the way that I recorded the thing was so crazy complex that I wasn't able to I couldn't even recreate 90% of it. So I wound up like just doing two songs, which one of which I do live on occasion. But this particular EP, for lack of a better word, it's called The Outsiders. That one, I never released it because it's unfinished, but it's just the craziest recording because everything was done live and triggered. And it just, it was the perfectionist in me wants to fix everything, and I wasn't able to. But I got closer with that one too. So I was getting there, and like I said, this month threw everything off. Everything. So it has not been easy, Abox fan. This month has not been an easy one. And I don't know that it's going to get easier, but I think it's going to get more succinct as time goes on. But yeah. Oh, you mean the JPK asked, you should release that album. Are you talking about The Outsiders? Oh, I plan to. I plan to. It's going to come with instructions on how to listen to it too. So I'll tell you a little bit about it because it's interesting. So, again, nerd talk. So this is going to be very techy for some people, but I promise I won't take longer than a minute or two to explain it, and then I'll play another song because I want to play more songs. Actually, I have a video for you too. So actually, I have two videos. I'm going to play two videos for you tonight. So, but anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. So I'm very much into Reactor, which is a software where you create your own things. You create your own instruments and your own effects, and then you get to use them. So I created this thing that originally the thought process behind it was I need a all around thing because I don't want to open up any software. I just want to open up this particular instrument, and in it, I would have the following things. I would have a synth or two. I would have a drum machine or two, or something that could trigger drums. I would have a vocal processor so that I could process my vocals in real time. And I would have these weird circuit bending devices that would screw with everything. And I thought that'll be like to make interesting happy accidents. And so as I'm playing and I get an idea for a song, I just hit record in Reactor, literally record in Reactor because it records, and it would record whatever I'm doing. But everything was done in real time. So when I was playing the stuff, it was all like whatever. So here's what was weird. And I tried to explain this to someone once, and they were like, I still don't get it, but I'll try. So the same thing that happened in the old music room was happening with Reactor. My microphone was picking up noise outside of my window. So it was like people talking. It was picking up like leaves rustling, like dogs barking, all kinds of stuff that was going on outside. But the problem is they were being circuit bent. So as they were coming in, they were getting messed up. And it created this really weird psychoacoustic effect that no matter how much I've tried to recreate it, I can't. It's like whatever the settings were with my mic preamp and the way things were set up, it was perfect. And I've never been able to get that again. I got close enough that I was able to record two songs that way, but not the way that they were recorded on that day. And yes, I recorded like 7 songs in one day. I was really happy with myself. I did it. It's the weirdest thing you've ever heard. And it gets weirder if you listen to it while you're driving. So I'll explain that another time. It's really strange if you listen to this particular album while you're driving. It's insane what it does. So anyway, I could never recreate it. So a lot of times I just wanted to like give up on it. But because of the technology being what it is now, I was able to separate at least the vocals from the music, which was good, so that I could work on the music part to like make it sound better and treat the vocals a little separately so that I could mix them back in. So at least I was able to do that without having to retrack everything. And yeah, I could have stemmed out everything else, but I tried it. It did not work. Stemming this album out and trying to get the drums by themselves was insanely stupid. You just couldn't do it because everything was being circuit bent. So everything's like, doing all this kind of weird stuff, except for the vocal. Although it is happening to the vocal, but for whatever reason, it comes in really clean and you can hear the clean vocal, but then all the processes. So, whereas the instruments are just being processed the whole time. Anyway, it's crazy stuff. So, Todd Davis says, can I get that last song emailed to me? You'll have to wait a little bit, but I promise you will be able to get it because I'm working on the re-release of the album that it would have been on, which is 19. And if you like that one, you'll understand the rest of that album a lot. And it belongs with those songs. So, but anyway, I digress. Let's play a video. This is, I believe, Where is Love and Happiness in 1994. Somewhere in Mexico. I think that's what this is, but we'll find out together.
Let's see those bodies moving. I want to see some dancing, okay?
This song is called Where is Love and Happiness? This is new.
Okay, where is love and happiness? It's here! It's here!
Ha! I got the date wrong. 1992. Oh, that's interesting. 1992. Oh, that's wild. That would have been like so these were new. Oh, that's crazy. So Where's Love and Happiness was a new song in 1992. Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. Aw, thank you for that, Tim. It's been a long week. I can definitely toast to that. Yeah, the Outsider EP is gonna be weird, man. I don't know if you should be looking forward to it. But it's interesting. I every time I listen to it, it puts a smile on my face. So I'm like, I should put this out. So it's a weird thing. It is a weird. I played it once, by the way. I did in its unfinished form. I played it once on the stream all the way through in the early streams. So it's that old. It's like 2020. It was done around 2020. Like I would say mid 2020 when we were in the middle of all the crap that was going on. So it's got a little bit of that angst in it, but yeah, I'll have to get my ass in gear and get that stuff out. But yeah, it's all coming. Man, if I had to tell you like so look, honestly, cuz there's no other way to put it. It's hard to find time to get everything done of every single project that I have going on because there's so many. So just right off the top of my head, like just off the top of my head, right? I've got part 2 to Other Verses, which is like it's interesting and it should go out. So it's not done and it has its own book. It's not done. Um The Outsider, which is supposed to be a book too. And actually it's got a cool book. The book that I was working on for Outsiders is out there, man. I really like it a lot, actually. I want that book out. So, because, that's how I release stuff now. It's books. Um, Books with a 24-bit download and a CD. That's going to be the thing. With vinyl on occasion when it fits. If it fits on vinyl, I'll put it out. If it doesn't fit on vinyl, oh well. I can't do everything. But just that, those two alone are daunting. Then the diary remasters because I started on it for page 1 and it's sounding really good, but it's not done. So that's one that I have to get done. I have to do basically the entire diary catalog has to be moved over to the Anything Box Bandcamp because it just gets ignored. Um so yeah, so crazy stuff, man. And that's just the beginning. And then, of course, 19 on went out in Argentina along with a remaster of Universes Expanding. Those are supposed to have U.S. releases, but they're not ready for the U.S. yet. So that's another one. And then, of course, goes without saying is that yeah, I play and I have ideas for stuff. And so I almost have to turn my creativity to the side and be like, but in the end, I'll tell you this right now. In the end, it's all resistance. Because the reality of it is, if I didn't immerse myself in this other crap that I've been immersed in for the last month, I would probably be doing that much more. But there are certain things that do happen that you have to take care of. But that said, I didn't even mention Living in Oblivion 2025 is in halfway point. Carmen, which there's supposed to be a 2025 version in English and possibly Spanish because someone did amazing tracks for it and was gracious enough to share them with me and allow me to use them. All acoustics, and all I'm supposed to do is just add my vocals and add some electronics. That's sitting on my hard drive. So yeah. So all this stuff is crazy and it takes time. And unfortunately, time is something that is hard to get. So yeah, bear with me. I try. Believe me when I say I try. I try to do the best I can. But so let's play another song. Let's talk. So thinking of things that haven't happened that should have. I'm so terrible. I'm terrible. I'm like, this is terrible. I'm terrible. So this is, speaking of the diary, so this is Anything Box doing Give Up the Monsters as a remix that hasn't yet been finished. So it's still in its unfinished form, but it's closer than I ever thought I could get to it. So here you go. Abox doing The Diary, Give Up the Monsters.
I think it's time for you and me to wake up. Get up, get up, get up. I think it's time for you and me to wake up. Get up, get up, get up. I think it's time for you and me to wake up. 'Cause nothing's getting better. Give up the monster sleeping under your bed. Give up the hooligans hanging round your head. To take control and seize your heart. You lose yourself before you start. I think it's time for me to walk, but not before I've said it all. I think it's time for you and me to wake up. I think it's time for you and me to wake up.
Give up the monsters. The Abox version. So yeah, this one. So this one is supposed to go out. Um, it's supposed to go out when two things happen at once. So, because it's just like the marketing brain, right, goes into the marketing hat goes on. But this is why I've been holding it off. So basically, this is supposed to go out when the Diaries album is re-released, but it's supposed to go out together with Living in Oblivion 25 so that it shows up on the A-Box side because it's the A-Box version. So it's kind of like, and it has something to do with the book that's currently out. So there's something that's going to happen with the book too. So if you have the book, you will see that there is a set of puzzles that are interesting that are in there that are diary centric, and they will eventually connect in some weird way. So that's that's what I've been doing. But yeah, so anyway, I had to put all that stuff off for the whole month, which was not good. But it's gonna get better and it'll be more manageable because it's one thing to have shows, because shows I can deal with. It's pretty easy. And they get worked into my schedule. So it's like whenever you're doing music, I'm just giving you the skinny on the back end of how things look over here in A-Box land. So when you're doing music, like if I'm doing rehearsals for a show, that obviously is inspiring in its own way to come home and work in the studio. And so then I work on things for the live show, but then of course, but let me open up that project and work on it for a while. And believe it or not, that actually happens a lot with the stream. After the stream, sometimes I will go back and listen to projects just so that I can make notes to know where I'm at, because I'm now excited, right? So I want to work on it. So these are good things. It's when outside stuff that has nothing to do with the recording bits, be it health, be it legal, all that kind of crap. That stuff is the stuff that ruins everything because you're not doing any of it. So in that sense of the word, this month has been hell, but it's getting better. So, and it might get worse before it gets better, but that's just the way it is. But I'm pretty confident and hopeful that things are going to be just fine. So, hence why I don't really, I'm not really stressed out in that sense. You can see that I'm excited about stuff because I am. It's just a lot of work. So it's just kind of like figuring it out. Or maybe I just need a freaking vacation where I do nothing, and I mean nothing at all, and just kind of hang about and do nothing. And that usually gets me out of my funk because I am not good at doing nothing. So whenever I'm forced to do nothing, it has the opposite effect. I want to work. So at least on that level, I think that's where I'm going, but we shall see now, won't we? So shall we keep it moving? Less talk, more music? Yeah? Let's play the other video because it's funny. Although I think it's going to mess up and try to play the other one because I forgot to turn it off. Damn. But it's okay. So this one was filmed in Peru. What we're doing here is we're playing the 1994 version of Beat of Life. And I believe this is, I want to say, well, someone's going to know. It might say the date when it's done. I think it's the 2000s, the early 2000s, but the version of Beat of Life that's being played here is the 1994 version, but it train wrecks. So I'm just letting you know it's going to train wreck, but that's awesome because as everyone often says, it's not an Anything Box show unless something goes wrong somewhere, at least once. So yeah, it train wrecks, but it's fun. So this is in Lima and Beat of Life, but it might try to play the other video. I might have to circumvent it. All right, let's try.
Let's see those bodies.
Yeah, we train wrecked. What happened was, if I remember correctly, is that we got so excited that one of us hit the stop button. I don't remember if it was me or Paul, but one of us hit it. One of us forced everything to stop, which was funny. But we came out of it okay. It was right at the end, so we're good. We're good. It happens. On occasion, the machines can fail, which is funny. You rely on these things to work, right? But it doesn't always work out the way you think. Oh, man. So Lalo's telling me that this was 2007 Vulture Club in Lima with Moenia, my first trip to Peru. That's right. We did do a whole, if you go back, if you're interested in watching the rest of this show, you could, if you look on YouTube and you go to the early 2020 streams, there was one stream where I talked about this entire trip and I played the whole concert, like basically. And I think, I'm not sure that we uploaded everything, but if not, at least you can see it in one of the old streams. So, but yeah, it's funny. It did train wreck though. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh man. So yeah, perfectionist. No matter how much of a perfectionist you may claim to be, you can't do perfect live shows. I've never seen any band do a perfect live show, meaning technically perfect, where nothing goes wrong. There's always something that happens. And most people won't catch it, but I've got an ear and an eye for it. Like I've always caught it. But yeah, and it can't be helped. There's always going to be something. It could be like you tripped on a cable. You know what I mean? These questions. So, Remus says, will Electrodelica ever be released on vinyl? True answer, probably not. And the reason is because, well, pretty much from Hope on, or I should say now, from Worth on, everything that came out after Peace was really the only album that we formatted it to be on vinyl, but it didn't come out on vinyl. And by then, when CDs came out, you could do 74 minutes of music. So what happened is that Hope is too long to be on vinyl, on one vinyl. We tried it. We had to cut it down and take a song off. And then Worth is even worse. If we were to release Worth on vinyl, it would be a 4-record set and be stupid expensive. It would be like so cost prohibitive to make. And Electrodelica is even longer because it comes in at 80 minutes, I believe, total. So if you count all the extra bits. So if we released Electrodelica by itself, meaning first song to last and none of the extra things that happen on the album, I still think we would be short. I think it would still be a 2-record set. And unfortunately, they go into each other too. That's the other side of it. So it's harder to do that kind of stuff on vinyl where there's no lead-in groove. Like, so that if someone wants to listen to a song, they have to like put it right on the record, and you can't because they literally all run into each other. So that would make it technically a very difficult thing to do. And lastly is the bass situation. Electrodelica does have more bass in it. In fact, the remaster that I wanted to do actually brings out the real bass of Electrodelica, and I don't think it would fare well on vinyl, but that's just me. I'm not sure. It could work, but I would have to like see how that would be split up. And then, of course, the artwork, which, used to be like a 16-page booklet. Although I could ditch all that, and make it simpler. But yeah. J Money asked, I never understood why Peace is only from Brazil. Actually, it's not. But let me put it to you this way, which is really weird. I just saw this recently, by the way, which is funny. It has a lot to do with this whole month. But if you go on Discogs, you can see that Peace was released on vinyl in Brazil and Mexico and Indonesia, of all places. So I got to tell Paul about that one because I don't even think Paul knows that Peace was released on vinyl and cassette in Indonesia as well, which was crazy. And then, of course, in different formats all over the world. But vinyl, it just, yeah. So, Romero says, Arturo says, sounds fair that what you're saying about vinyl stuff with Electrogelic other albums. Yeah, it's that they weren't designed for that format, so it would have to be redone in a way that it could fit on that format, and I don't know that it would suffer. I mean, we could eventually try something, or like maybe like an offshoot, like a special version just for vinyl, but I don't know that it would work. I'd have to look at it. In fact, while I'm playing the next song, I'll look at it and tell you technically what it would be like, because I have a feeling, no, actually I can't do it. I'd mess up the show. Sorry. But next time I'll give you that answer. But I have a feeling it comes in at 80 minutes. So I don't think it would work. Unless, it was some crazy 2-record set. I mean, it could happen, but I don't know. So anyway, I digress. And by the way, it's just tea. It's non-alcohol, but I need it. Keeps my throat the way I like. Because I've got singing to do in the next few days as rehearsals kick in and all that jazz. But we're getting there. We're almost at the end, my friends. We've got a few more to do, but and I'll get to them, obviously. So let's keep the energy level a little bit up, because the last 3 songs are going to be more on the moody side. But so this is a project that I had done for no good reason. I'm serious. The reason that I wanted to do this project is really silly now, but I wanted to do a project by myself, which is silly because I do most of everything by myself, but it is what it is. So I wanted to do a project that was completely just me. And I decided to give it a different name. So this was called Anamore at the time. And this song is called Ever After. And this is the longer mix. And it's a little different than the one that was released. You can't get this anymore. Because in the end, nobody was able to connect it that it was me. So which is advice to the young ones out there. Stick to your band name. Don't put out different projects unless you're super, super uber famous and everyone wants to chase you. But even so, I wonder how many of you know who the Fireman is. It's a techno band. But if you know who the Fireman is, and Claudio, you can't answer because I know you know who the Fireman is. But if you know who the Fireman is, put it in the comments. And when I come back, I'll tell you who the Fireman was. And while that project is good, it didn't sell so much because of that same situation. And this person was crazy famous. So anyway, this is Ever After. Yeah, I caught that, Claudio. I know you know. So I was like, yeah, he knows. I'm not going to sorry, man. Over visuals. More music, more music.
I saw the sun, or was it your eyes filling me with that countenance of light, motionless? They just became the warmth, settled within me. Ever after I felt the wind, or was it your skin rushing me, shook me
Ha. So, no guesses, huh? So the Fireman. The Fireman was a techno project by none other than Paul McCartney of the Beatles and Wings. And he wanted to try like doing like techno music. And so he got to get, I forget who got, Claudio, you might know this, right? Yeah, we were. So yeah, the fireman, yeah, forget what the other guy, who the other guy was, but it was another guy that's really famous, basically helping him do it. And it was a techno project and it's really cool. It's good, but nobody freaking bought it. Like, I mean, it's like nobody knows it exists because it's just, it's Paul McCartney, but nobody knew. So as the fireman, it didn't do well. And so even when you're famous, don't change projects unless, of course, there's a reason for it. And, obviously, I've done, this could have been an Anything Box song. It sounds like an Anything Box song. I mean, Danya and I are singing on it. It's synth. So there was no reason to really give it a different name. There was no true reason. So it's kind of dumb. So anyway, this could wind up on a 12-inch with something soon, which is why we took it down as ever after, because literally nobody knew it existed. I learned my lesson and I will never do that again. Now, if I want to do a heavy metal thing, like if I wanted to do a heavy metal or a punk project, it's still going to be freaking Anything Box. It's just going to be named as that because, Tin Machine was the other one, which was Tin Machine was basically David Bowie doing metal and punk, which is great. But a lot of people, I will say this, Tin Machine did do well, but I believe Tin Machine did well because that was during the MTV era, and MTV was not really prone to playing techno. So I can see the Fireman not doing good on MTV, but Tin Machine did do good on MTV. So at least people could see him and say, oh, it's Bowie. You know what I mean? So I think that it did a little bit better. Stephen Olaf says, I liked Paul's Liverpool album, Loops and Samples. I know. Well, he's done really cool stuff. He's done, like, man, I tell you this because I love you. And I like to turn you on to music that's good, that's old and new on occasion. So go look up Ordinary Secretary from Paul McCartney and tell me that is not full on 1980s synth pop. But I mean, like, really crazy cool. Like, it would, if you put it on now in a club, people would never even think that was from late 1960s and right well into the 70s. It's a great track. So go listen to that and then, you'll see how crazy that is. Ordinary Secretary. Really freaking awesome song. Love that. So, but anyway, cheers. Now I can't digress anymore. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thomas Benton Gray on Facebook says, you're right. The Chris Gaines thing didn't really work out for Garth Brooks either. Exactly. It didn't work. No. Who's System 22? Tell me. I bet you it's going to be some famous person, and it's going to be that I never heard of this before. Wait, is System 22 Vince Clarke and Martin Gore doing techno? Is that one? Because I know they did a record, and it's the same thing. I don't think anyone, like, you'd have to be, like, super, super fan to have known that they exist. So System 22, they are in LA. No, okay. So no, not, we're not talking about an offshoot thing. Oh, that's right. VCMG. That's right. VCMG. Great project. But I mean, unless you're a diehard, it went nowhere. And they didn't push it. Now, granted, they didn't have to. There's that side of it too. If you don't have to, right? Like I could do like a weird, I don't know, jazz record, and I could want it to be obscure and say I am only going to press X amount, and if people find out it exists, that's great. It's not that I don't like that approach. I think it's cool. Like if you do it, and there's a reason why you're doing it. I think it's cool. However, on the other side, it's sad that a lot of fans won't get to hear it or know that that exists because they don't push it or they don't feel confident in it, which is the other side of it. Ooh, who's Aru Aru? Okay, now you're going to tell me who that is. Temporary secretary. I said ordinary secretary. Sorry. That is correct. You are correct. Temporary secretary is the Paul McCartney song, not ordinary. Temporary secretary. Anyway, something like that. Yeah, Camouflage's side project. Yep, see? Never heard of it. But I still know who Camouflage is. It's like, just call it a weird record. That's exactly why in the beginning, when I was working on this weird EP that I was telling you about earlier, I was gonna call it The Outsider, period. That was gonna be its name for the EP, name for the band, The Outsider. Or The Outsiders. But I kept thinking about it like, don't make that mistake again. If you're gonna do a project, just do it. Anything Box can have weird records. Anything Box can have pop records. Anything Box can have a punk record. I don't care. Because not being part, so let me explain this. This is the whole perfectionist thing. Not being part of the status quo of the music industry and the way the music industry works, you don't have to play by those rules. You don't have to market to, because I do this and I'm known for this, I cannot try something else. Of course you can. You can just do it and just tell everybody that's what you did. You could say, hey, I know you like me for the synth pop stuff, but this EP is going to be weird and it's not synth pop, it's going to be punk. And I think they'll love you for it because at least you're saying, this is still me, it's still my personality, but it's another side of my personality. And you can still give it a weird name if you want, but I don't know. I like to keep things together from now on. I'm not going to try to separate things, especially at the stage I'm at, because it makes no sense for me to like start a whole new band and then do a whole new website and then do all this weird stuff and get all the, which isn't going to happen. And then I'm going to have to promote all that stuff on my band site anyway, which is kind of silly. So, oh God. Oh, did you just write Beyonce in her country album? Oh, I didn't get it. I couldn't understand it. I can't say I liked it or didn't like it. I just think, I don't know. It's not my bag, but I respect her for trying. I did one country song once, just once. Claudio B says, I think artists have done that so people don't think the classic or original style of the band is going away. It's true. I think I agree with you there. I think we talked about this with people like Depeche Mode, where every album's been very different. They definitely don't follow their own rules, which is great. But that just sets up interesting scenarios because there's people that will say, I love Depeche Mode post Violator so much. And another fan will say, well, I like Depeche Mode pre-Violator so much, and both can coexist. And when you go see them live, you're going to get a little bit of both. And that's cool. I think that's fantastic. Instead of like, can you imagine like Martin saying, hey, I want to do something from my Martin EP, my first one. And the rest of them are like, eh. Whereas if it had been on the Depeche EP to begin with, can't argue with that. So I kind of like, Oh my God, that's so funny. Mark says, Claude, I'm going to wait for your Tejano song. Yeah, I don't know that I can do the Tejano song, but I will say this. I will definitely someday go back and do another blues thing because I liked the real blues stuff. the real one. So I may do that again someday. But, at this point, I don't know that the diary can exist as what it is. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It is, in fact, 9:52. And we've got 2 songs to play. And I think you'll like these. So this is the demo of Wedding Day. So this is from late 1991. Yeah, thereabouts. I mean, we were already in Germany, but this is Wedding Day. And I will come back. And then I believe by then it'll be time to go. But, well, we'll see. We'll try. Visuals, UFO cam, sounds good. Yes, this was number 0516 2025. No flyer though, but oh well. Here comes Wedding Day.
Looking out my window, I could swear I feel your hand holding mine on your wedding day.
So that was Wedding Days demo, which is unmastered. It's an unmastered demo, but that's okay. In time, I will grab it, and I have a nice clean. It's a clean recording. It's just low in volume, and it could use a little bit of sparkly bits without adding anything to it. I can actually clean it up really well. So eventually, all the Worth demos will come out with a new version of Worth. So that would probably be a book. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Worth book at some point. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that, Miss Sue Vargas on Facebook. That's very nice. Thank you. Missed the stream so much. Yeah, I know. And next week there won't be one because I have a show in Hollywood, but I will try to film it. Although you know how that goes. But there's one song left. I'm gonna play it, so I'll say goodbye now. Thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. I really needed it. I needed it more than you needed it, I think. Really. You won't believe me, but I did. I needed it. I needed to just chill out because it hasn't been chill, but I'm very happy right now. So I'm going to leave you with this last demo. This is the Soldier and Child demo. And I will leave you with that one, and I will see you on the next one. Look out for my posts on Facebook, X, Instagram, and anywhere else where you might be. And you'll know that I do these on Fridays at 8. And then you can just hang out with me. You can get your requests in, and, you know. So, yes, Paramount next week. Paramount next week, yo. Enjoy your weekends. I'm going to put the over visuals on. Let the anything box be itself. And here comes Soldier and Child. And with that, my lovely, lovely people, have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I really appreciate it more than you will ever know.
shine.